Have you ever wondered if you've walked past a ghost? Not the kind that haunts old houses or appears in horror stories, but a living, breathing person who is so skilled at blending in that you'd never give them a second glance. In the rush of daily life, surrounded by strangers, it's easy to forget that some people are experts at being invisible. These aren't supernatural beings, but highly trained individuals who can disappear into a crowd at will. Their art is subtlety, their weapon is anonymity, and their presence is almost impossible to detect. That's the world of the SAS, the United Kingdom's most elite special forces unit, renowned for their ability to operate in the shadows. There's a legendary story about an SAS unit infiltrating Buckingham Palace, not with weapons drawn but by quietly joining the cleaning staff, moving through the palace's grand halls unnoticed, leaving a subtle marker to prove they'd been there, and then vanishing as if they'd never existed. No alarms were triggered, no one raised their voice, just a demonstration of quiet, almost chilling competence that left everyone wondering how it was even possible. These operators are true masters of the unseen. They slip in and out of the world's most secure places, often leaving behind nothing but questions and a sense of awe. Their stealth isn't just about wearing the right clothes or hiding in the dark. It's about reading people, understanding routines, predicting behavior, and becoming so ordinary that they're invisible in plain sight. They can look like anyone, a tourist snapping photos, a businessman lost in thought, or a farmer tending to his fields. Their disguises are as varied as the people you pass every day. This ability to disappear, to become a ghost in the crowd, is their greatest weapon. It allows them to gather intelligence, carry out missions, and escape danger without leaving a trace. For them, it's not about bravado or showmanship, it's about intelligence, nerves of steel, and the discipline to remain unnoticed even in the most stressful situations. Imagine walking into a hostile area with nothing but your wits, a fake ID, and a cover story. Every step is calculated, every glance measured, knowing that a single mistake could mean disaster. The SAS are not just soldiers, they're actors, psychologists, and survivalists, able to adapt to any environment and operate under pressures most of us can't even imagine. Their victories are often classified, their heroics rarely make headlines. The world may never know the full extent of their actions, but their impact is felt in the safety and security we take for granted. When governments run out of options, when the stakes are highest and failure is not an option, these are the people they call. They don't seek fame or recognition, they are the silent guardians, the ghosts in the machine, always watching, always ready. Their effectiveness is measured not by the battles you hear about, but by the crises you never knew existed because they ended before they ever began. The SAS wasn't born in a boardroom. It was forged in the North African desert during World War II. David Sterling, a young officer, saw that traditional tactics were getting men killed. His radical idea: small, highly trained teams striking deep behind enemy lines. Superiors thought he was mad, but Sterling persisted, even sneaking into HQ on crutches to pitch his plan. The unit was born, its name a ruse to fool enemy intelligence. Early missions were chaos, racing jeeps across the desert, blowing up enemy airfields, then vanishing. They fought a psychological war, forcing the enemy to guard everywhere all the time. This unconventional thinking became the SAS's DNA. Who dares wins wasn't just a motto, it was their way of life. That legacy, born in the desert, still defines them today. Think your last job interview was tough? Imagine walking into a room where the stakes are higher than any office gig, and the only thing on your resume that matters is your ability to survive. Try SAS Selection, a 6-month ordeal designed not just to test you, but to break you down to your core and see what's left standing. It's not about brute strength or who can lift the most weight. It's about who can keep moving after 20 hours in the freezing rain, soaked to the bone, still making smart decisions when every muscle screams to stop. It all begins in the unforgiving Brecon Beacons, miles of endless marches, heavy packs digging into your shoulders, and not a single word of encouragement from anyone. The directing staff, known as the DS, watch in silence. They're not there to motivate you. They're there to spot the slightest sign of weakness, hesitation, or doubt. The real test isn't physical, it's psychological. You're left alone with your thoughts, battling exhaustion, hunger, and the constant urge to quit. Selection amplifies that inner voice telling you to stop. Every step, every ache, every doubt is magnified. Only those who learn to silence that voice, to push past their own limits, move on. One candidate described hallucinating faces in the rocks, convinced he was being watched by ghosts of the mountain. But he kept walking, step after painful step, refusing to give in. You're forbidden from helping others. No teamwork, no encouragement. It's you against the mountain, the clock, and the relentless voice in your head. The SAS demands absolute self-reliance. If you're ever dropped behind enemy lines, there's no backup coming. You must finish the mission alone, no matter what. Out of over 100 elite soldiers who start, most are gone after just this first phase. The mountain claims the majority, sending them home with nothing but blisters and regret. Only the truly resilient remain, those who refuse to break, no matter how much their bodies and minds beg for relief. The process is brutal, relentless, and unforgiving. But it's the only way to find those with an unbreakable spirit, the ones who can be trusted when everything is on the line. The SAS isn't looking for the toughest or the fastest, they want the ones who never ever quit, no matter how impossible it seems. It's a search for the rarest kind of determination, the kind that can't be measured by push-ups or miles run. That's what makes the cut. And that's why SAS selection is the longest, toughest job interview on Earth. The Fan Dance, a 24-kilometer trek over Penny Fan, the beacon's highest peak, is legendary. It's not just a test of physical endurance, but a rite of passage for those who dream of joining the elite. The route is unforgiving, with steep ascents, rocky paths, and unpredictable weather that can turn in an instant. Brutal weather, tight time limits, and a full pack make it a true gut check. Every step is a battle against fatigue, the elements, and self-doubt. Only those with relentless determination push through to the end. Past the hills and you're off to the jungle. Belize, where the enemy is heat, insects, and disorientation. The suffocating humidity and constant threat of wildlife make every movement a challenge. Here, it's about navigation, survival, and teamwork in a place that wants you gone. Candidates must master the art of moving silently, finding their way with just a map and compass, and relying on each other to survive. Small patrols face ambushes set by instructors, testing their reactions and cohesion. Every decision is scrutinized, and the pressure to perform is relentless. A single mistake can mean failure for the whole team. The margin for error is razor thin, and the consequences are immediate. The final test, escape and evasion, then resistance to interrogation. Candidates must use every skill they've learned to avoid capture, moving through hostile territory while being hunted. After a week on the run, captured candidates face sleep deprivation, stress positions, and psychological pressure. The interrogations are designed to break even the strongest minds, pushing them to their absolute limits. They must give only name, rank, serial number, and date of birth, nothing more. It's a test of loyalty, discipline, and mental resilience. It's the last, brutal filter. Only the most resilient, resourceful, and determined make it through. Those who pass earn the sand-colored beret and the winged dagger. It's a symbol of excellence, sacrifice, and unbreakable spirit. They've proven they'll never crack, no matter what's thrown at them. These are the few who have conquered the fan dance and everything beyond. Surviving selection is just the beginning. In the regiment, training never stops. Each trooper joins a specialist troop air, boat, mobility, or mountain. Boat troop members become expert divers, launching from submarines and planting explosives underwater. Air troop masters high-altitude parachuting, gliding for miles to land undetected. Every trooper is a weapons expert, able to use almost any firearm worldwide. They're also medics, demolitionists, and communication specialists. Cross-training is essential. Everyone must cover for everyone else. The most vital skill? Tradecraft surveillance, undercover work, and blending in anywhere. It's a world away from desert raids, but demands the same audacity and intelligence. The SAS has the best kit, customized weapons, advanced gear, but it's not about firepower alone. They choose the right tool for each mission, sometimes carrying AK-47s to blend in, or sniper rifles for long-range work. They're thinking soldiers, mastering ballistics and making impossible shots. Their equipment is clever encrypted radios, night vision, GPS, and tiny surveillance cameras. But the basics matter most. A good pair of boots, a compass, and survival skills. Technology can fail, training and wits never do. The SAS's real strength is adaptability. They solve problems with brains, not just bullets. When the high-tech fails, they fall back on timeless skills. That's the secret to their resilience. Who Dares Wins isn't just about action, It's a mindset. It means daring to think differently, to challenge the norm, and to take risks when others freeze. This philosophy was Sterling's in the desert and remains the regiment's core. Selection finds those with audacity and initiative, not just obedience. In the field, every trooper must think like a commander, creative, adaptable, ready for anything. The Iranian embassy siege showed this: explosive tactics, speed, and flawless execution. Their approach is about unconventional solutions and decisive action, but it's not just for combat, it's a way to face any challenge. The SAS mindset teaches that failure is feedback. You adapt, learn, and dare again. It's about pushing boundaries and believing in the impossible. Most limits are self-imposed. The lesson: be bold, adapt, and never stop daring. That's a powerful way to live. The battlefield has changed. Now it's a web of information, technology, and influence. The SAS has adapted, becoming warrior diplomats and intelligence gatherers. Many missions involve training local forces, building trust, and navigating complex cultures. Their goal: empower allies, create stability, and prevent conflict before it starts. They're masters of human intelligence, infiltrating criminal networks and terrorist cells. The information they gather can stop attacks before they happen. Today, every operator is tech-savvy, exploiting digital footprints, communicating securely, and protecting against cyber threats. The modern battlefield is everywhere, from remote villages to data streams. The SAS applies timeless principles to new challenges. Stealth, intelligence, and audacity remain at their core. The SAS isn't just a distant force. They operate among us, hidden in plain sight. Their skills let them blend in anywhere, from London streets to foreign battlefields. They're the gray man, the person you never notice. On a crowded train or city street, you might pass one without knowing. They're chameleons, trained to de-escalate with words or act with force if needed. Their greatest defense is our assumption of normality. Beneath ordinary life, extraordinary people protect us, unseen. They don't do it for glory, but to safeguard the world we take for granted. The invisible shield. Their success is the peace we never realize they've secured.